Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Today we are trying a bit of a different format and we're going to do a bit of a podcast. We might do this as a regular thing, depends how well it goes. We've got Jordan and Dan here with me. This makes up about half of the Berrow Motors team. And I thought it might be interesting to do this as a regular thing, just, I don't know what you'd call it. Bullshit on a Saturday surgery, some shit.
Something along those lines.
But I thought it might be interesting to try and meet some of the Berrow Motors team and get to know everyone. So, yeah, we got Jordan, who is on vehicle preparation, valeting, Dan, who's our general manager, and gatekeeper of the diary, things like that, and me, who does stuff we won't talk about. Yeah, I thought the first thing we'd probably talk about is what was everyone's first car?
Oh.
I'll let Dan start.
What, first car on the road or just first car?
Whatever you want.
First car, Rover Metro Diesel. Yeah.
Not a bad car. You'd want to have it these days. I don't know about a diesel, but...
It was that good that I sold it before I passed my test.
Okay.
Yeah, then I bought a Vauxhall Nova.
I mean, technically my first car was a Mini with a 1275 Metro engine.
Yeah.
And that was a...
1275 GT.
I kind of modified that, thought it was quite cool, but in the end...
It's like that little blue one.
Yeah, with the body kit.
Nice
And
little car, though.
it was awfully slow. It was
It
ridiculous.
was cool looking.
Yeah.
The front seats touched each other.
Yeah.
And
The reason the front seats touched each other is because they were from a Subaru Impreza, if you remember,
Yeah.
which had been rolled. So one of them was bent, and I tried to re-bend the frame back out and stuff it with padding to make it look right.
I like
got
your
them cheap.
6x9s in the parcel shelf in that one.
Yeah, it's not really a parcel shelf, is it? It's a structural piece of the car.
Yeah.
I tore a hole out of it with
It
some mulberries.
wasn't even cut, it was just literally like ripped open metal.
Yeah. Apologies to the chap in Texas who bought that in the end.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that wasn't very good.
I'd love to see that car in America. It would look so lost on the roads.
Yeah. Especially in Texas.
Yeah, imagine that looks like a F-150.
Yeah.
It'd fit in the bed of an F-150 probably.
It's about the same size. What was yours, George?
Little Clio 1.2, 16 valves.
What generation?
Mark II.
Mark II.
It's like a silvery blue. Quite nice car to be fair, quite cheap, £600.
Apart from, what was wrong with it?
Right, come with like a blown head gasket.
It came with.
It came with a blown head
Yeah,
gasket.
optional extra.
Optional extra. Would you like the head gasket option, sir?
No, I don't need
Thanks.
that.
No, I did the delete.
Yeah,
Just got rid of it.
head gasket delete.
Yeah, fun little car, and then someone crashed into it before I'd passed my test.
Was that someone yourself?
No,
Oh,
no. It was out with L plates and someone went into the side of it. So
that's probably deserved.
maybe.
Worst car, which might be easy if it was your first car.
No,
Oh.
actually.
Worst car? The one I've got now.
In terms of reliability, or just overall like
No,
worst
it's
car?
quite a cool car. I mean, it doesn't work right now, so yeah, it doesn't have that on its side.
Worst car? Oh, wow. Oh,
I mean, it
God,
could be worst and best, so you could say your Fiesta if you wanted.
The Fiesta's probably the biggest headache car. But worst car, oh God. I had I don't think you ever even saw this, I had a P-Reg Ford Mondeo that I bought off an old theatre company, as in people who prance around in leotards and
Tights
stuff.
and things.
Yeah, I didn't even bother removing their company from it, I just drove around with this big theatre company advertised down the side. It was awful, but it was great at the same time. That was terrible.
I'm trying to think of actually truly awful things that I've had. And I know I've had some. I don't know what mark it would have been, Fiesta, that was probably like 1990 or something.
Oh, I don't remember this car.
That my dad bought for me as like a stopgap car for about 300 quid at some point. And it was just... It was pretty bad, but it was not the end of the world. I think in a sense, one of the worst cars I've had, and best car at the same time, was my Disco 3. It was a great car, really enjoyed driving it. It did everything I wanted to, towing, that sort of things, but I did have 3 engines.
I was going to say, that's the one you blew up multiple times.
Yeah, it just kept dying for different reasons, and then put a new engine in it, and luckily the first one was under warranty, poor bloke who sold it to me, and then had to put a new engine in it and just got rid of it, but it's still driving around now, I see it, so...
Is it actually still on the road, is it?
Yeah, so...
What engine's on now?
No, my luck, it's probably the
probably
one that I
you
paid to put in.
Yeah.
100%.
And we still buy them.
Yeah.
We still buy them. What was your worst car, George?
Well, if we're doing like best and worst car, it was the RX-8.
RX-8, I was going to say.
It was the RX-8.
Okay, yeah.
Just because it was so fun to drive. It was a real, like, for me, it was a real driver's car. Like, just driving it.
But it
So I've
was
never driven one.
it was a boat anchor.
Never driven an RX-8.
They are fun. They handle pretty well as well, but it was
Slow.
You might need your microphone
Yeah.
close enough.
Sorry.
slightly slow. Sounds amazing. I love the sound of them, especially with the decal.
I'd like to take one in part exchange, get it real cheap,
Yeah.
just for the
We
sake
can
of
pick 'em
driving
up
it.
real cheap.
But
Isn't it?
well, yeah, I
Mine was on
know,
s-
but
mine was on like
it's what you do.
69.
I don't want to just bin 400 quid on buying one to then just
400
scrap it.
quid. I like the right. So
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you can get one cheap for say like
Mine was
700 quid.
Mine was 900 quid on
Scrap
like
it for a few
66,000 miles.
Isn't the RX-8 it's got the suicide door,
Yeah.
but it's on the wrong side?
No.
Is it on both sides?
Yeah, it's on both sides.
It is on both sides. Which manufacturer is it that they put it on one side only?
Pretty
Is
sure
it
it's
Mini
Lexus.
or someone?
I'm pretty sure it's Lexus.
And in the UK, it's just on the wrong side of the car, so it means that you can only, if you were to park like a normal person, parallel park, the suicide door opens out into traffic.
Nice. Yeah.
So you're like, nice.
But yeah, no, I don't think I even had that car for like 5,000 miles before it blew up. Just lost compression. It was like, yep.
It was
done
probably
with
blown up when you bought it.
this. Well, it started having hot start issues. and-
Yeah. Started having hot start issues.
Yeah.
It's funny that you were buying that, and I was like, yeah, but what about all the? Yeah, it'd be fine.
It'll be
It was
fine.
fine. It was fine
Yeah.
until it wasn't.
Yeah.
It didn't last. It didn't last.
It was fun while I had it.
Conveniently, there was one round the corner that was also being pulled apart at the same time. Yeah. I think that says a lot about them.
Yeah.
I was going to say what your best car is, but I guess we kind of covered that. But mine was probably that 911. It's the best car I've ever had, but it was not, in a sense.
Oh, I was going to say favourite cars.
But then again,
Yeah,
then
what's your
again,
favourite
I don't know
car?
about favourite or best. Probably best all-rounder car was that 2000 and I can't even remember what year it was. 13 maybe. My Q7.
Yeah, your Q7 was lovely though,
Yeah.
compared to
It was-
other Q7s that I've ever seen.
Well, it was a nice S-line one and whatever, black with the nice
Well, it hadn't been ruined.
anthracite wheels. Yeah, it was in nice condition.
Hadn't had all the sprogs in it, killing all the interior and.
But for a big thing, and it just flew, but super comfortable, did everything you want. I mean, it's been a while since I had that. Must be 5 years ago I had that,
Yeah.
and that felt super modern and a massive treat to myself when I bought that. But like with everything else, I couldn't really justify it, so I got rid of it.
Well, we were moving up in the world, weren't we? We were moving from our old place, moving into a new business venture at the time.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was liquidating some cash to give it to our unscrupulous scumbag mate who stole it from me. So I hope you're enjoying the money that was my Q7 and you have now stolen from me. You know who you are.
Yeah. The unspoken. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Favorite car for me. I still own my favorite car.
Your E30?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't drive it.
You need to fix it up.
Yeah, I do. It's probably actually more reliable than the Fiesta. When it starts.
It's going to have to move soon.
Yeah.
Now that the farm's moving along and we're going to start moving stuff out of that storage barn, it's going to have to move across and you have to do something with it.
But it's probably about the only vehicle that runs in that barn.
No, I think the micro would be.
The micro bike.
We'll tow it out with the micro.
Yeah.
Jordan?
Yeah, not seen that.
It's hard because I really enjoyed the Civic at the minute, but then the car I'd happily have back in a heartbeat. It's my 46 Touring.
I thought you were going to say that.
1.5.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like a 2 litre diesel or something?
Yeah,
Something
2
really
diesel.
unspectacular.
Yeah. SE spec as well. Nothing special, but it was just like
Special equipment.
yeah.
I think that applies to the driver.
It just kept going until it didn't.
Well, I mean,
Well, until it had a hole in the side of the engine.
It kept going to
and it did keep going then for a while because you carried on driving it, and that's why it no longer kept going.
It was a sump. The engine mount had snapped and.
Yeah, but I like the fact that
touched a few times.
didn't the engine mount go and you were going to bring it in to sort the sump out and then you decided not to?
No, I did, but I drove it from Avonmouth down here and didn't even make it to Clevedon.
You put it on the recovery truck. Yeah, it didn't make it, so we sent Romas to go and collect you on the back of the recovery truck. You got back here and you were going to fix it up or whatever,
Yeah.
and I lent you like the worst car that I had,
Yeah.
which was that Range Rover that just was just a nightmare and had been
Was that
around
the
for.
one with the steering that was like...
The steering was way off, and we'd done loads of work on it to get it through an MOT. So I had just gone through an MOT, and he was like, "I love this. Can I buy it off you?"
It was comfy to drive, and it was literally just like jumping into an automatic. The time I was at, it was just ideal for what purpose it was needed to do.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like, what was it? It was a Range Rover Sport, wasn't it? So not the same as a Disco 3, basically. They are good cars.
It just guzzled fuel.
Well,
Guzzled
yeah,
fuel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I also expect because you drove it like the boy. You're like,
Not
yeah,
really.
look at
I
me in
tried
a
to,
Range
I
Rover
tried to
Sport
get a good MPG out of that thing because I was sticking like 30, 40
with
quid in it every
with
other
my
day.
gloss black wheels and blacked out windows.
I mean,
with me, I am the boy.
You do look at it and go past and you think, yeah.
I mean, you do look like a drug dealer, and that car did come
Yeah.
pre-installed with baggies in it, didn't
Yes,
it?
yes, I did find baggies in that car too. Yes.
Did you drive it in service mode?
No.
You can't, not
couldn't.
over a certain
Oh,
speed.
did you not?
I expect there's probably some kind of mod you could
Yeah.
do to whatever, but you see them every now and then when the airbags are collapsed, and
It
they're
was
just
like decked on the floor.
bouncing around looking ridiculous.
But yeah, then that went.
Didn't you swap that for the Civic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not bad. Not bad.
Well, I mean,
the Civic's more fun.
Civic costs me slightly less on fuel, and I get to rag it absolutely everywhere. So.
More fun to drive, but yeah, less of an all-rounder maybe. But.
Yeah.
What's been everyone's highlight of the week this week? Doesn't have to be work.
Highlight of the. I've
Can't
been
even
mocked.
remember yesterday.
I've been mocked for my highlight of the week.
What was your
I've been
highlight?
told
Oh,
I've been
your
a child-
remote control
I've been
car.
told I've been a child, so it can't be the highlight of the week.
Who called you a child?
You called me a child.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, you called me a child.
Sounds like me.
Yeah.
What's Joe's highlight?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't call you a child. I don't think. I think I just said,
Oh, no,
"Oh, this
Steph
is the guy. This is the guy that whinges about having no money." And he's like, "Yeah, I bought £100 remote control car, like completely non-essential stuff."
Steph called me a child. That's it.
Oh yeah, well, Steph would.
Steph called me a child. Yeah.
In comparison to Steph, you are a child. So.
This is very true. Yes. Yeah. Hey, what else am I supposed to do? It was a toy. It was a. Well, yeah, actually,
Gotta love your
sorry,
toys.
I was told it wasn't a toy. Yeah.
It's a
machine.
model.
It's a model.
Oh, okay.
Jordan, have you got one?
No, not really.
Come on.
Oh, no,
I don't think I do.
There
to
is
be
always
honest.
something. You always have to find something. It doesn't have to be. It could be like the 12 cookies you've just got from Subway.
So my two exciting things this week was an RC truck and I fitted an outside light at my house.
The fact that you got to go home at midday the other day because you
Oh,
couldn't
yeah,
poo.
yeah. I had a stomachache.
It was fixed by a polo.
I came in and like, oh, Jordan's sighing and moaning and right
Yeah, I
miserable.
was
And
in
I was like,
agony.
oh, he says he can't poo.
I was in agony.
I've had to go and eat a polo and it's fixed.
Oh yeah, it's like, are you okay now? He's like, yeah. Do you know what fixed it? A mint.
One mint, singular.
Well, a couple of minutes, but.
I don't know why that is, because mints, if you have enough of them, they act as like a laxative, like a natural laxative. And didn't you say like the last time you ate a vegetable was
Like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
2 weeks
prior?
prior, yeah. That was a Sunday roast. That was actually quite enjoyable.
So for the last 2 weeks.
I don't know
you've
if the
nothing
vegetables
but-
still count the same if they're like smothered in gravy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What have you eaten for the last 2 weeks if you've not had any fruit or veg?
I couldn't tell you.
It's-
So we also know what Jordan's low point of the week was as well.
yeah. Clutching onto the lamp whilst.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Oh god.
blood vessels bursting out. Get out of me, demon!
How about yourself? You're a very busy man, so there's always stuff going on in your world.
Yeah, you just got a new horse.
Huh?
Oh yeah, new horse.
Well, it's not my horse, is it? It's the other half's. And so highlight of the week was probably I went on another podcast last night, so just flattered to be
Oh yeah,
asked
I
on a
heard about
podcast.
that. What's that all about?
So his name's Rob Kempster, and he runs the No Bullshit podcast.
Okay.
Just asked me to come on. I feel like in hindsight, it's one of those things where I just feel like I talked absolute rubbish. But it'll be interesting. It comes out tomorrow, so I'll share it around when it does.
Nice.
And low point of the week, horse-related stuff. Like the arena was Keith, the arena guy, what do they call him? Grounds worker, whatever, was saying it was about £8,000 worth of stone to go in that arena. And it's been piles there, waiting for him to come back from Thailand to come back and work on it. He's like, yeah, we're going to need quite a lot more. And the first day I went down there, half the stone had gone and they'd only covered a quarter of the arena. I was just shitting myself. And they're going to be like, yeah, you need another £8,000 worth of stone. And I was just like, no, I can't
do
like,
that.
Yeah, it's not, no. But it turned out he was like, yeah, I did tell you it was going to be £8,000. I was like, what, so you mean he's like, well, yeah, with the extra that I get, it'll be up to grand. Oh, fuck.
So he's only actually got £4,000 at the moment then.
Well, something like that, yeah. So he I thought everything was there already, but it wasn't.
By the way,
so
I think I might cry if I had to buy £8,000 worth of gravel.
it's just stone.
I didn't even spend £8,000 on my car.
And then £3,000 worth of sand, and then £3,000 worth of shredded up carpet.
I not cried, but I winced at the thought of spending £400 on the gravel for my own drive.
All
Yeah.
that carpet cost you £3,000.
Yeah.
Carpet? What carpet?
But
You
well, I
know
mean, it was
what
about 2,000, and
Yeah.
delivery was 1,000 or 700-800 plus VAT because it was 2 Arctic lorries worth from up north somewhere.
Oh,
I
that
know I
must
sound
have
like an utter idiot, but it's kind of adding value. It's an investment because now I've got an equestrian
that
centre.
must have been miserable putting those lorries in your place.
Yeah, I think they kind of scraped the neighbour's
Yeah, that's
gate
right.
a little
That's-
bit.
that's
He
not
was out
yours,
there.
it's
And
fine.
whatever. Yeah, that's fine.
That's theirs.
And I think that probably the most miserable bit for them was waiting for Keith to unload each bag one by one on his digger. Because he's like, brrrr, yeah, putting it completely at the other side of an
And
acre away.
Mark there.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. What is your best Berrow Motors memory?
Oh no. Oh, there's too many.
Oh, that's nice.
There's well, more so probably me either upsetting people.
Can I say mine quickly?
Go on.
It was like 2 days in where I crashed a smart car into a smart car.
That was the first day.
That was your first.
That was the first.
That was your first day.
Yep,
Yeah. You managed to crash a smart car into a smart car on your first day, reversing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's really the best memory. That's a pretty poor, but I mean that.
But I think that probably set the tone.
Yeah,
He
that set the
realised
tone,
he
yeah.
could get away with whatever he wanted
right,
to
yeah,
a
yeah.
degree.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Like-
crashed a car. Oh, okay, don't do it again.
Joe's pretty chill. Like he'll be all right. I mean, yeah, you probably
I haven't crashed anything else.
ended
since,
up
have I?
being less. You crashed the recovery truck into someone's brand new
yeah.
van. I had to pay to have it fixed. Like a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
There was last month. That would be my. If I had to do a low point of last month, it was you crashing a recovery truck into someone's 20 plate
Brand new van.
T67, whatever they
Whatever
are,
T they are now. Yeah.
transporter van, and having to have that fixed. Josh crashing one of our cars into Sophie's grandma's car on the thingy, having to get that fixed.
Yeah.
Steph
Reversing a car.
drove into a pillar in the workshop and had to get that fixed on something.
Yeah.
Who else did something? There was another one as well.
Is that why the ramp's coming out the ground?
No.
No?
That's another thing.
Okay.
Joe doesn't know about that yet.
I kind of do, yeah. And there was something else where someone crashed into something.
You've not had a crash.
You
for
lost
a
a
while.
wheel trim on my bloody Metro.
I
Yeah,
lost,
but I
I
can't
lost the
really.
wheel trim on the
It's
Charade.
not like I.
Yeah, you lost a wheel trim on the Charade.
I like this. I lost the wheel trim on the Metro, but you got.
Josh blew up the gearbox on the Charade when he was borrowing it.
Here and Romas to paint the wheels in the Metro. Apparently, they're not capable of putting hubcaps on a car, and so whilst I'm casually driving down the motorway, a hubcap's gone just off on a world of its own. It's not like, oh my god.
I can't think what else it was. Just left, right, and centre. It's just like someone's like,
Well, you've
I've
done alright
broken
because in the
this.
first week you were here, you had multiple crashes.
I did like to reverse into things quite a lot on the forecourt.
As you say, I think you had more crashes in the first year here than you
I think I had
in
so
your
much
entire
on my mind all the time that every time I just get in a. I think sometimes you just get in a car and in your head you are clear to reverse completely,
Yeah.
and I just start reversing. I'm like, fuck! And yeah, I crashed into a few different things, but
It's like Romas earlier on today, like, almost reversing into the front of me because I popped out of gear.
He popped out of gear. You should have seen his face. He was so panicked as well.
So was I.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
going
yeah.
into the front of me.
Yeah, well, I was equally as panicked because I just said to you, I was like, guys, there's some people in the forecourt, and you're there beeping horns.
Yep.
I thought we were about to have a crash in the forecourt. What other interesting did we had? Oh, I broke down with a customer. Yeah, that was.
Hasn't happened a
interesting.
couple of times.
That's twice it's happened now. Both in Audis.
Yeah.
Yeah, first time was what was it?
I
It
mean,
was-
they're both like, this isn't a representation of our stock, it was just,
no, they were
they were
real,
both like,
really, really high milers.
well, the A8 isn't. There's the A8 that we got now, but that one's a crank sensor.
Oh,
I
it's
think
a
there was a crank sensor on the other thing as well, wasn't it?
No, but the other one was a snap crank. No, the other one was a snap camshaft.
What was that on?
Red Audi A.
No, it wasn't,
something
because
eight, TDI.
I think it was just a sensor.
Oh,
We
no.
just weren't going to get into. I think I sold it to he who shall not be named
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
for like a couple £100 just to bugger it off.
Yeah.
Because I'd only given £150 in part exchange for it, and he managed to fix it. But I just didn't want to be interested in working on stuff like that at that time.
Weirdly, the guy that the first time it happened, it was extremely embarrassing. It was so embarrassing, and I was apologetic beyond belief. This time, the guy thought it was hilarious. He basically wasn't interested.
Yeah,
He didn't ask what it was. He just thought it was funny.
yeah. We've been lucky. We haven't had anyone like, as far as I'm aware, like crash on it. I've had someone like absolutely muller curbs on a test drive.
Oh, I haven't.
They came back and bought the car, otherwise it would have been.
thank
And it
goodness.
was when we just had wheels like refurbished as well. It was not that long ago, maybe like in the last 6 months, and yeah, just full on went around a corner and full on hit both passenger side wheels, just like.
Like,
I was just like, oh god, like they better buy this car.
please buy this before I have to ask you at the end of it that my wheels
Yeah,
are
to be
now
like,
knackered.
yeah, sorry, that's 120 quid to refurbish those wheels, and then them be like, no, that wasn't me.
I've not even had a bad test drive recently, I'd say. Most of the drivers have been good. You do get the occasional new driver, which is always an interesting
there are
one.
some test drives you go out on and it's like, really? Can we just turn around?
Yeah. The worst I've had is when someone comes from a long distance away on, and what was it? We had like SLKs or something, like the 5.5 V8s or whatever,
Yeah.
and they just, I don't mind if someone wants to go fast if they're a good driver, but a lot of people aren't, and they come and just put their foot down, and it's like, they'll get to the middle of a corner and be like, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're going to kill us. Like, you're not even, if you can drive, fair enough, but...
I'm amazed by the amount of people that go out in fast cars, think they're fast, and you realise they've only put about a quarter of throttle input in.
Yeah, and they're amazed by how fast it is, which is why if we've got a sporty car in it, and when I used to do test drives, I'd try and be like, okay, I'll take us out, and then we'll stop somewhere and we'll go back, because then I will hammer it.
Yeah.
Drive, not within my limits, but fast. And you get there, and they're like, whoa, that's incredibly fast, because it feels quicker in the passenger seat anyway. And then they get back and they don't feel the need to drive like an idiot because they I know it's quick, I just want to see if it's nice. So, top tip.
I like sitting in the back on test drives. Just get in the back. Just let them do their thing. Yeah. Just don't
I can't even
push it.
think what my best and worst memories are for here, really.
Well, loads of stuff's happened out on the road. We've had the dumper truck. The
Yeah,
boss's
we've had
trailer.
things like nearly
Yeah.
Oh, is that the CCTV footage?
You've got quite
yeah.
a few bits of CCTV, yeah. Like there's a guy that came through drunk at like
Oh,
100
yeah,
miles
that
an
was
hour. and-
mega. When
Oh,
he
took
wiped
out
out all the
the
bots.
Yeah,
and
that was
everything.
a bad one because that wiped out our internet for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we don't get any like 4G or whatever here.
He proper crashed.
Yeah.
Big style, like 2 a.m. Yeah. What else have we had along here? I'm surprised we haven't had that crash here.
What about when the wind was really bad and it almost blew the valeting bay off the ground? See it like pulling away from the studs.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Chasing neighbours' wheelie bins down the road.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of these things, like you say, are worst, but in a sense, I just find them quite funny. Like the guy who bought the Astra VXR off us, and it was decatted,
Oh yeah.
and we put it through for the MOT, and we didn't realise it was decatted until then. So we had to buy a cap for it, put it
Yeah.
on, went through the whole rigmarole, and even like said, "Do you want to buy a decat pipe afterwards?"
Yeah, offering to basically sell it.
And he was like, no, I don't want it, mate. And then he went away, he'd come back, and he would sort of speak to us throughout the year, saying, oh yeah, I've had it mapped, I've had it decatted again, and I've had it mapped, and all that sort of stuff. And you'd hear it like pop in and drove like an absolute fool. And lo and behold, it comes round to his MOT again the next year. He comes in, he's like, yeah, it's failed its MOT. I think he did the MOT through us, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Probably
He did.
hoping, for whatever reason, he did it through us. We're like, yes, unfortunately it's failed on emissions.
It failed on
Because it hasn't got a
they
cap.
had wires
Oh,
sticking
yeah,
out.
I mean, they failed on quite a few things. Yeah, they were down to the cords. And then he said, yeah, well, because it hasn't got a cat in it, you did a dodgy MOT. It's like, no, we didn't. We put a cat in, if you remember,
Yeah.
because we offered to say, no, you did. It's you took it off again. So, well, I didn't. Why would I have a decat pipe here
He
for an
forgot,
Astra
didn't he? He
VXR?
forgot all about bragging about his.
And he said, oh, well, I know the guy at the MOT centre, so I know. And it's like, so you're saying that the guy you know put a dodgy MOT on it last year, and he was going to report us to VOSA and all this sort of stuff.
You're
And
just going to report your own friend, basically.
yeah,
It's the only person you're going to get in trouble.
it's the
is
sort
your
of stuff
own
you got to deal with, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
just like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, we're not. This should be a good one. What's the best part exchange gold, or the best thing you found in like a customer's car?
I know my one.
No, you're going to say
I
you
know
don't
mine.
100% know you are. Best part exchange gold. Oh god, I don't think I've had anything that exciting. Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
We'll say best for last. I feel like mine is definitely best.
Was it the one from the
The Range Rover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm not sure if it's
So
best.
pretty much
I'm not
everything.
sure if it's best, 'cause, I mean, unless you were like, oh yeah, joy, I'm gonna go and have that myself.
Oh no, it's not even that. I don't think, is it?
No, it's
No.
I remember
The love egg
now, I
thing.
remember
The love egg.
That's happened twice though.
Has it?
That's happened twice to you. When you
I don't
first were
know.
here, there was the one in one car with that love egg thing,
Yeah,
and then there was another one. Twice.
So what we're talking about is there was
Sex toys.
yeah, sex toys basically. That is Jordan found like the remote control for a remote control lever thing. We're like, wow, right, let's get some batteries in here, find out what the range on this thing
It was
is.
the really fancy Bluetooth jobby, wasn't it? It was like some like really, really high end one.
I don't know, we didn't even know what it was because it was just like a little round thing. It's obviously some electronic device. Maybe Jordan knew because he's a deviant.
Yep.
But
Living young
Googled it and
whippersnapper.
found out exactly what it was. Well, the best that we've ever had, but it wasn't a part exchange, it was one that we'd sold. This is back down the unit way before Berrow Motors.
Okay.
And do you remember we'd sold a car to a lady of the night
Oh.
who'd offered to pay in part
No.
via services? And we're like, thanks, but
Thanks, but no thanks.
it's a very sweet offer, but no thank you. And it came back and we're sort of trying to sort out, I can't remember what it was. Let's say it was brakes
I
on
know
the
what it
back
was.
or something.
It was an exhaust.
And then,
It was.
Oh, the exhaust was wrong, was
It was
it?
the flex.
Maybe
and I've just remembered what.
and in the boot was one of those machines.
Floor
you know,
mounted.
Floor-mounted solo pleasuring machine for a lady.
Why you would leave that in your car?
And it's just in the boot, and it's like literally this. The description as well was like effing machine written on it. It's like,
Nice.
okay then.
Of all the
Wow.
things. And the only reason is I had to get the lock and wheel nut key for something, and I just remember opening the boot and just being like,
And think about those.
Wow.
There's more of those out there in the world that you must imagine because you hear about those sorts of things, but then there's actually one in that car there. But an old friend of mine, I remember he was on a building site and he was going through like a skip
this.
and found something. And he was like, oh, do you know what I really want to have? He found this thing and he thought, oh, I think that's an electric gate
thought it was
motor.
part of
I wonder if I can save it and fix it. And he like took it home and like Googled the part numbers, and again it was one of these machines. And he's like, there he was holding pictures of it, sent it to his mates. Like, look what I found.
Nice.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that.
Other than that, yeah, like drugs. Do you remember the Golf from the last place that had like it
What,
must have
the
been
pot-
a
the
pot
pot
smoker?
Golf?
Yeah, because
The
like
one that
it
you
was.
did the half wet vac.
We
on
thought
the
it was a
roof.
black like roof lining, but it wasn't. It was grey and kind of wet vacked it, and it was just night and day
I
the
still
difference.
love the fact that we sold that car and that
It was
you'd-
half.
Yeah, you'd never even finished wet back in the roof. But it wasn't even like you'd done.
Semi obvious, no.
It was like you'd done it in the most like serial killer manner possible. It wasn't even like in a neat half. It was like
No.
the most awkward half possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the guy bought it. He took it away and did a load of really, really just stupid things to it and tried to bring it back under warranty, right? Mate,
Yeah, he
half
came
the car's
back-
missing. like,
No, I remember exactly what happened with that. Is he came back and he's like, oh, I'm having problems with the headlights. And we're like, oh, okay, bring them back. It's like, well, these aren't the headlights
It's
that
the
were on the
warranty.
car. And he's like, no, I've put LED headlights on. It's like, okay, and what's the issue? He's like, well, they don't really work like they should. It's like, seems more like an issue, not an issue us.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you've changed them.
Yeah, off you go, mate.
We're not here to fix it for you, pal.
Cheers, Ben.
But yeah, you get that a lot. I can't think of any other good stuff like that. I mean, you find all sorts of stuff in cars, don't you? Did we find like a real, like a looked like a pure murder knife in one?
Oh yeah, we did find a massive knife in one before. Yeah. Then we found that awful picture the other day, which we won't speak about.
Yeah, no, we won't speak about that.
What else have we? Yeah, we have found some very questionable items in
The
cars.
worst thing that I've ever found, it wasn't here, obviously, pre-valet days. Valeting for another company who do a lot of work vans and like caddy conversions and camper
Oh,
conversions. Yeah, shitty knickers.
Oh,
That's top of the worst
no.
finds. Yeah,
No.
that was not a fun one.
Finding a bottle of whee or something like that in the back of the
Yeah,
car.
that's not too bad, but like when you,
Oh.
yeah.
I don't think I think probably
When there's feces involved.
Yeah.
socks or something like that you find, but I don't think we even found knickers or anything like that in a car.
There was that cash guy not too long ago with like a boot just full.
Yeah, that was
It's like
Yeah,
it-
yeah.
It was like it just been
with the
picked up.
with the
and sold to
unspoken
us.
picture.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Someone's way too personal picture that really shouldn't have just been abandoned in the car. We won't go into it, but It's just like, what do you do with that now? It's like, I
Should
mean,
we put it up on the wall?
they
No,
way.
you definitely would not put it. Even if it was mine, I would.
That's a
put that
cherished
on.
memory, but they've abandoned it in a cash guy that they've chopped in a car shop or something. What we meant to do with it? Like, yeah, just get rid of it.
Post it back to them.
What's everyone's plans then? What's everyone got going on at the moment? What's happening?
I got an M140 to polish over the weekend.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
It looks quite shiny, so
It is quite shiny.
Yeah, but it was previously validated by someone else.
Yeah,
We won't badmouth anyone, but
Yeah,
it definitely wasn't.
He wasn't too happy with it.
It looks like they give you a child a fiver to mow the lawn / valet the
it's
car.
like if I tried to polish a car, I'm like, yeah, I can
But
polish it.
not even like so much the outside, it's more the interior. Like the carpets are striped.
Oh, so it's like when you do an interior.
No, actually. Carpets
No,
are
it's
striped.
Like you spend about 8 hours blowing out air vents with brushes and stuff, and then just forget to
It's
hoover
like
the
when
floor.
he's done an interior for us.
Yeah.
And then it'll be mint because it'll be.
A 2-day valet?
Yeah.
A 2-day valet standard, yeah. That's not very good.
Yeah. The interior is just covered in tyre shine, so
Nice.
yeah.
What have I got planned?
You can
Nothing.
play with your RC car?
No, I want no. Oh yeah, probably.
And you're going to a model shop tomorrow.
I am going to a model shop
Yeah.
tomorrow. Not that type of model shop. No, that's not legal. No.
Joe?
Horses.
Yeah, horse stuff, land stuff, maybe try and edit a podcast.
Yeah, but at least you get to play with heavy machinery. Although to
Yeah.
some people that doesn't seem that exciting. I quite like I had a thoroughly good time driving around in that little dumpy truck.
Yeah, that driveway's mainly done now.
Is it?
I think I've got to leave here, go down and help Sophie for ponies that have escaped. Kind of get them back
How
into.
do they keep escaping?
Oh, they just.
Have they learned how to open doors?
It
and
turns
locks
out,
and-
you know, like horses are just.
they've got thumbs.
They just give them an opportunity. They want to kill themselves or
Oh yeah, because I
escape.
thought you said because they blooming crossed the road, didn't they?
Across an
Up
A
off
road,
it-
yeah, and then
across
like a mile away,
the
had to
main
chase them
road,
through.
which is nuts. that's not even close.
No, so yeah, do that. Maybe move some cars around down there, stuff like that. And
Well, you know that makes some noise anyway.
wind the neighbours up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When are we doing like a demolition derby on the horse arena?
On the horse.
We'll not do it on the
arena.
horse
Well,
arena.
We spent
Okay,
8 grand
yeah.
on gravel.
Alright,
We're
Yeah,
not
it's
doing
cost me
that.
way too much. But the corner right by where, for context, if you haven't seen other videos, I have a piece of land that has X uses, B8 storage, etc., etc. Neighbours are very difficult and constantly complaining and trying to put complaints into the council, etc. Not that we're doing anything wrong. So, again, put complaints back to them, just getting petty AF. But there's a corner section where there was a building which we took down on some bad advice, and now we can't replace it. So that corner, I do want to put like an oval dirt track and do lawnmower racing.
Yeah, cool.
So we need to keep eyes out for little lawnmowers or whatever, because you can do whatever you want for 28 days of the year without planning.
I technically still own a ride-on lawnmower. My old neighbour.
No, doesn't need mowing decks, Nova. Obviously, we'll strip them back, tune them up.
Is there an engine size limit?
No, whatever. If you want to put a 125 like bike engine or whatever in,
Yes.
then do it.
Pit bike engine.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
geared
getting pit bikes. We can do
lawnmower.
pit bike racing, whatever. I just thought lawnmowers might be fun, especially as like 100% the planning was for like B8 storage use for greenskeeping and landscaping business, like specifically for storing
Why not
grass
lawnmower?
cutters and whatever.
fine.
Well, lol.
Well, you can put a trailer on it as well.
Yeah.
So
Just throw some grass around and whatever.
I'm down with that. Down with that.
You need to get on with fixing your car, Dan.
Yeah.
Just talking about like near future plans. You need to sort of try and fix yours. What's your plans with your car, Jordan?
You
You want to turbo it, don't you?
Yeah, I would like to turbo it, but I feel
Sponsors
like, I feel,
who want
yeah,
to help out
yeah,
Jordan
by all
turbo
means.
his car.
K20, she's strong.
If you want to put a sticker on the bottom of it for where it must be displayed once he's rolled it.
Yeah. I've only crashed it once
When did you crash it?
when I run out of tyres
Oh.
down near Minehead.
Is that the bit where your bumper's taped on with like hazard tape at the moment?
Yeah, so I like the fact you were like, I'm going to turbo it, but at the moment you've still got hazard tape and the bonnet that kept it up.
Didn't you try to stick that with some kind of silicone or something? Did it just not work?
We didn't put enough silica on,
Yeah.
so it never even touched the bodywork.
I just I need a new bonnet.
Wood screws?
anyway.
Wood screws?
I mean, that's what.
Oh yeah, you need a new bonnet because the bonnet flipped up. You forgot to put it down and smash the windscreen. Some people might have seen that on the Instagram stories.
Yeah, that was an expensive mistake.
Dear.
It
yeah.
could be more expensive.
I think if I can find someone local-ish who's breaking one, I'll just grab the trim. Kind of want
Why do you?
the set bumpers as well.
Yeah, you don't even have to get a red bonnet, do you? You could do like, it must be pretty easy to do a little wrap on a bonnet. Do like a black bonnet or something, or
Just find a
carbon
bonnet,
effect.
fine. As long as it doesn't look like the sea.
Do another spray dip on it. Black bonnet.
I was thinking of spray dipping the car yellow.
Yeah, but then the problem is it will get dirty.
Yeah,
Then you have to wash it
yeah,
and the car.
yeah.
We need to get our Track Civic MOT'd and book that in for somewhere again. We need to get yours on the track.
Yeah, that's what
Versus
I've
ours.
been thinking that the last couple of days because
His versus
after
that.
our little
You might need to put an exhaust back on it
yeah, of course.
because it
Oh,
will
yeah,
not
it
pass.
will not pass regulations, no. No.
What have you got? Like a not cat back system currently?
No, so
Basically, he's just snapped it off
it's
Yeah, I was
basically
gonna say,
it's basically a back box delete in a sense.
as if it's a thing. Delete.
It
Delete.
is.
I hate that word.
Okay, removal of a back box.
I don't think even removal was really the word, was it? It was more of a hack job, wasn't it?
There was a massive hole in the back box pointing under my seats, melting all the polystyrene that forms the boot.
Wasn't that because you cut it off there?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. You can ask Romas, he was here with me.
I'm pretty sure if I asked Romas, he'd
Well,
say
maybe
the
we'll
same
do that
thing.
then. Maybe we should book so we can actually race. Because I feel like if we're going to do another track day, it'd be good to have another car,
Yeah.
just so we can actually A, get more of us out on track a bit more, but B, have a bit of competition
Can we
going on.
warranty my car before we take it out on track?
Warranty your car.
Why not?
No.
Well,
I would like to get around to doing my car.
Yeah.
It's just having the time to actually take an engine out and do rings and gaps and
yeah.
yeah.
That's
And
what
then,
Sundays are for.
and then to find out that it's still not right and just go, right, that's someone else's problem now. And
Well,
just
you need
say,
to get to a point where you can just, move it on or trade it for something else, or
I might approach Cars Bought for More about a sponsorship on the
oh yeah,
on the
yeah.
on the Civic.
yeah.
Why would I? Romas has already had people phone up to complain to me
Yeah.
who was using our track car as a runaround while his was off the road for months to be like, your guy nearly killed me. And the reason I'm phoning you is because it's got your name on it. Like, you,
Alright, maybe not.
you do people favours. And
You need a CX Racing sponsorship.
if it was a track car, Jordan, then yeah, I
Alright, what
would.
about if Cars Bought for More sponsors it, but then I use like a competitor's garage as the sticker?
That doesn't work.
No.
Huh?
That's
What,
not
so
very
I'm
good
going to pay
sponsorship.
for you to sponsor someone else?
You're going to pay you for a sponsorship, but I'm going to put someone else's sticker on my car.
So
That's
that way
not
you
how
don't get the
sponsorship
phone.
work.
He doesn't get the phone call that way.
No, that's not how sponsorship works. He doesn't get the business either.
Or we'll just get magnetic ones for when it's on track.
Yeah, do you know what we should do actually? It gives me a thought though. Maybe we'll just, our competitors that we don't like,
Just put
we'll
them on
plaster that over
Jordan's
George's car and they'll all get a bad reputation because of his dickhead driving.
We'll just put them on Jordan and Romas.
It's
cars.
like anti-sponsorship.
Yeah.
So all the brands that we've got competition against. We'll just do
But
that.
it's definitely got.
There might be laws against that.
Yeah, but we're not driving it.
No, that's true.
It's got Jordan in it.
Yeah.
And technically, he doesn't work for us.
We need to think about like future challenge videos and stuff.
I definitely think we should do Land's End for like a weekend.
We build an amphibious car.
A weekend.
Yeah. You got a like car each,
I'd like to go for that.
£500 cars. You got to camp in your car, or be able to carry all your stuff with you.
Yeah. I want to get, now that I've got the Freelander, trouble is you can't buy cheap 4x4s. And if anyone's buying them, it's me. And it cost me like $2,000 to make a video. And it's like, how much ad revenue did you get off that? £10.
£10. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, this is why I want Dan to start spending money on remote control cars and he can buy his own project cars.
But £100.
Come on now.
Can't buy.
You told me you had like £3,000 worth
That's
of.
my other ones.
Yeah, that's a different story. So I feel like we should do like Salisbury Plain somehow, but I don't know whether we should do Freelander and then, because no one wants to buy Dan's pink Charade and it's still kicking around, do we just stick some mud tyres on that and just see if we can blast it off road?
We'll have to do.
Do you really need 4x4?
We'll have to do something about the
Nah.
Sure.
Not once you put big wheels on tyres on it.
Is there some way we could just jack that thing up? Just like put some blocks in the top of the strut towers?
Yeah, there's many ways we can do many things.
Yeah.
There's always a way. Yeah.
And then we'll just spray it black, roof rack on it,
No,
lights, fog lights.
Can we do like bed liner black?
Yeah, Raptor paint. I've still got a tub of Raptor paint.
It's got to stay pink. It has to stay pink.
Pink bottom.
Surely.
But I should do want to think about some like kind of like driving challenge ones. But
You got to be careful as well though.
Why?
Well, it's like I saw a YouTube video a little while ago of me doing a driving test or like a driving lesson. Ended up rolling his car and then had to go to court for like dangerous driving and
Whoops.
stuff like that. So,
Well, yeah, we wouldn't do it on the actual main public highway.
but
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to think there are cars where at least legal enough to actually drive on the road, and then.
whether they
yeah, they're
make
going to
it
have to have MOT and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
whether they make it or not, it's a different matter.
But that's part of it. I mean, as long as someone doesn't sabotage me again this time and leave my sun plug undone.
Problem is, we're doing these challenge videos. It's like, yeah, let's all buy a £500 car and whatever, but it's me who finds them and buys them and provides them, and everyone else is just like, yeah, right, I'll drive it.
Yeah.
As long as I haven't got to cover the fuel. I feel like we should, if you could get your car fixed. Well, anyone. I mean, I suppose you could use the move. One I'd like to do is just do something, go somewhere quite cool.
Way more. The movie was way out of budget if we're doing a £500.
No. It could just be just our own cars because Romas has got his Quattro thing. Steph's got his Scirocco that he's rebuilt and whatever. Jordan's got his Civic that he loves. Dan will have his move potentially, but I mean, maybe try and get your 400 brake horsepower Fiesta would be better.
Which of the
I'll
40
find
cars
something else, and we'll just go on a a road trip. See who's got like the best all-rounder car. Actually, go somewhere interesting. We couldn't really go to the Black Mountains again, seeing she said they got a national.
I went there. What?
Let's go to Black Mountain. Black Mountain is but one road.
Oh yeah, I know. There's loads. Yeah.
There's so many roads. Yeah, we can do loads and loads of different places.
Same with Cornwall.
Yeah, but
Cornwall's not as great for driving roads, I don't think. We want to get up to Lake District, would be good.
yeah, Lake District.
Maybe we should do some camping ones or whatever.
Or the Cotswolds as well. Nice roads around there.
Lake District. for me.
Bit further. But
Camp up by the lakes and stuff.
Yeah, but it's wicked cool up there. Mega walking, different spa. Yeah.
walking.
Yeah.
Oof. I don't walk.
Oh, you gotta have a good trudge.
I got a shop like 5 minutes around the corner from me.
Get
and I
some
still
wellies on, go for a good trudge all around the lakes up there.
Only once.
You see Coniston. And
Dan can walk, you can just drive behind him.
that's right, I'm gonna take my remote control car.
I'll be like relief support.
Right, we'll wrap up in a minute. But what's anyone got any goals for next week?
Goals for next week: sell more cars.
Yeah.
Sell more cars.
Clean more cars.
That's a goal.
Did you say
I'd love for you to clean
did
more
you say
cars.
clean more cars?
Yeah, clean more
Wow, aspiring to the best things possible. Clean
I think I
more
did alright
cars.
with that accord yesterday.
I really want, actually, a goal for me would be to like set aside some time to like just follow everyone around, tell them how to do their job. Yeah. Like Romas, it doesn't take you an hour and a quarter to take a set of pictures of a car. It's like take pictures and get it done. Jordan, you don't need to blow out every vent because as you do, you'll hoover a car and then go in and blow out every vent to get every bit of potential dust out of this £1,500 part exchange car. It all blows back out and says, oh, I'll hoover it again. Oh, then I'll blow another. Oh, I'll hoover it again. And I'll blow another. Oh, and I've got to clean the glass again because I've had my sweaty ass up against it.
You could have seen how irate I was
And-
during the week.
Huh?
Like,
And you sit beside Dan and when someone comes in, just be like, don't tell them to fuck off. Just give them a chance. They might be okay. Like, do you do that? No, fuck off. Get out.
fuck you. That's pretty. Yeah.
You need to get him to stop saying they come in and like look at cars, and he's like, "Yeah, well, do you know a good place to go is Carbase. They've got loads of cars to look at." Like, what are you doing?
No, I tell them to go there when they annoy me. Well, you know when someone turns up and they're like, "Yeah, I'm just looking at cars." You're like, "Yeah, mate, I know I'm a car salesman, but I've got better things to do than for the next hour stand on my forecourt with like 30 keys in my hand going, here's this car. No, I don't know the mileage on that, sir, because I haven't got the brain power to remember 30 different cars' mileage to the singled dot." Like, No, I'm not going to open it. No, we can't go for a test drive in every frigging car. Tell you where's really good to go. Car base. All the cars are open on the forecourt, and you can just go and have a sit in them and just look around. If you see something you like, give me a call and I'll let you know if I got one or not.
Funny enough, they never call back because they found a car.
Yeah,
and a car
yeah.
place. Yeah. We need to send Dan on the way on a spa day or something for some stress relief.
Oh. I was about to
Or
say-
just bringing a punch bag.
I was about to say I'll video that, but no, you don't want to video that. That'll be for Berrow Motors after hours.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to video myself. Nice shorts.
Yeah. So cool. I think we can probably wrap it up there. So, I feel like we could probably do this regularly.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to get the rest of the team in as well, and
Yeah.
Some shit to talk about.
Once a month. Something
we'll
like
try and think on a name. Whether it's like, we say once a month,
that. Yeah. Call it
once a week.
once a week.
Every other week.
Yeah, once a month probably would be decent. Can catch up. Review of the month. Once monthly. Don't know. We'll think of some names.
See how
The
many-
microphone's not going to work that way around. Just like. So thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please do get the thumbs up. If you're new here, please do subscribe. If you're not, thank you for watching. You can find these guys. I'll put their Instagram links there. There's no real need to contact them. You'll probably regret it. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.